Good morning, good morning. So happy to see you. I'm excited to be here with you because I want to talk about the investor mindset. By the time we are done this video, you are going to learn the secrets of the wealthy and why they are wealthy and why they maintain their wealth. If you're just joining me, if you're just joining me for the very first time, thank you for being here, whether it's live January 29th or whether it's somewhere at some point in the future. I would love to hear from you. Please comment down below and let me know any type of content that you want me to create for you on your behalf. I'm here to provide value. And so thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell to get notified the next time I'm doing a video. Like, dislike, comment, engage. We want to hear from you. Good morning. I already see some of you here. Thank you so much. Michael, what's going on? What's going on? Yes, we are live in full effect. And I'm also going to go live into Facebook. We're going live into Facebook as well. Good morning. Good morning. We want to talk about the investor mindset. The investor mindset. Good morning. Good morning. If you are just joining me, I want you to put it in the comments where you're joining me from. How are you doing? I'm also live into YouTube as well. We want to talk about the investor mindset. Oh, I already see a lot of you on here. Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. So if you're joining me on Facebook, don't forget to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I don't often go on YouTube or Facebook. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I wanted to do that today because I think the subject matter is important. We're talking about wealth, and we're talking about the investor mindset, and pretty much if you get down to it, it comes down to the mindset. You guys can look it up, go on Google, or you can tell me in the comments down below. What do you think happens to people after they win the lottery? So you can write it in the comments. What do you think happens? And you can Google it. People that win the lottery after 3 years, what do you think happens? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. You too in YouTube as well. They go broke. So Michael says they go broke. What do you guys think? Now, this is actually this has been studied, and if you Google it, you'll see that a big majority of people that win the lottery after a few years, they actually end up in a worse position than they were before. The reason that is because they never changed their mindset. Nothing changed, right? So they received they figured out how to get money, and then they lost it all because nothing changed up here, right? So it's not the money that makes money, it's the mindset. And so what I want to talk about, yes, Nicholas, they go broke. Thank you. What I want to talk about is the differences between 96% of the people versus 4%, and why the 4% own 96% of the wealth. And it all comes to mindset, whether they have the consumer mindset or the investor mindset. And this is where we want to aim to have the investor mindset. And if you have the investor mindset, you will end up wealthy, guaranteed. And so that's what we want to talk about, those key differences between the investor mindset and the consumer mindset. So let's talk about it. If you guys want to add to it or want me to add something to this, just put it in the Abdul, what's going on, my man? Yes, great. Yeah, give me likes, show me some love. I also you on YouTube as well. Comment. I know that already a few of you have commented already. I see there's a few of you on here on the live, a few here on the live feed on Facebook. Fantastic. Let's get to work, guys. So feel free to comment as we go along. And I wanted to talk specifically about wealth. Let me see. I want to make sure I can get it right. I can get it on both screens. Okay, so let's talk about it. And this is, let me move this here a little bit. So, I want to talk about the consumer mindset. Okay, so you guys, CM, consumer mindset, versus the investor mindset. Consumer mindset versus the investor mindset. Well, this is what I'll tell you. 96% of the population out there has the consumer mindset. Well, of course, we live in a consumer-based society. Let me just move this up a little bit so you guys can see that. We live in a consumer-based society. We live on an economic planet, and the whole economy runs on consumerism. They need people to spend. They need people to move that wheel forward. And 96% of the people are stuck in with this consumer mindset. And we'll get into some of the differences in just a moment. But it's important that you understand that 96% of the people out there are running around with this consumer mindset. And even if you're an investor, right now, maybe you're looking at your investor from the goggles of the consumer mindset. Now, only 4% have the investor mindset. And here's the truth. 4% of the population of the world own 96% of the wealth. 4% of the world own 96% of the wealth. And then 96% own everything else. And there's a reason. The reason is they have this investor mindset. They talked about it before. If you were to take the entire wealth of the world and distribute that wealth amongst the 7+ billion people around the world, it wouldn't take more than a year for that wealth to end up back in the pockets of the 4%. Because it's all about mindset. And if you take if you take the consumers out there and you give them all the money in the world, just like someone that wins the lottery, if someone wins the lottery and they're not an investor, they're a consumer, it's just a matter of time until they lose all of that their money, because they haven't yet changed. They receive money, but they haven't changed their mind. And so what consumers do, they make money, right? They make money, and they buy stuff. Consumers make money and buy stuff. This is kind of how it works. Investors make money and buy assets. Very different. Income producing assets. And I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Thank you. Good morning. I see you guys there. Thank you so much. This is going to be a good one. I know that you're going to enjoy this. So, investors, and let me just put a line here so we can be very specific. Investors earn money, and they buy assets. Income producing assets that create more money. And they turn around, take that money, and reinvest it back into more assets. So, investors are taking money, buying income-producing assets. Those assets create more money, and that money gets flowed back into buying more assets, creating more wealth. And so there's a huge difference in what people do here. And so here people buy stuff. And and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have the consumer mindset and you're happy, that's incredible. But there's a difference of why people, figure this out. For example, here's some of the key points here. Number one over here, on the consumer side, people, everybody can earn money, right? Everybody can make money. Over here. Number one, consumers, 96% of the people make money. Two, they may they may buy stuff. They're going to buy stuff. And number 3 over here, they're gonna maybe save for a rainy day. So if you're saving for a rainy day, you're gonna have a lot of rainy days. Now your money is not working for you. Here's the difference between the investor mindset versus the consumer mindset. The investor mindset, the people that have the investor mindset realize the value of time. Realize the value of time. And so what they're going to do is they're going to buy someone else's time. The consumers trade their most valuable asset, which is time, for money. Investors look for assets that produce money. They look to invest into other people's time. Someone like Richard Branson that employs 100,000 people around the world owns a lot of time. And so some of the key differences over here, the investor mindset, everybody starts at number 1. Look, they got to figure out how to make money. Everybody starts at the same. Everybody's got to figure out at least how to earn money, how to make money. Number two over here is going to be a little bit different, because over here the investors are going to figure out how to keep their money. Over here, people, the consumers over here, they're going to buy stuff. Investors, they're going to figure out how to keep their money, right? Through maybe proper tax strategies, going to, dealing with accountants, investing in corporations, creating a business. The idea of a business and real estate give the 4% an unfair advantage over the 96%. And so when you get reports out there that, all these wealthy people don't pay taxes, the 96% of the people become outraged, not understanding that all that they're missing is proper education on how to legally keep more of their money. So now they can take that money and put it to work. Because number 3 over here, so here's the differences. Over here, consumers save. The key difference over here with the investor, number 3, is that they multiply their money. Meaning they reinvest that money. They reinvest that money into assets that produce income. And so those income producing assets create the snowball effect. And they're not going to take that money that comes in and buy stuff. They're going to take that money that comes in and reinvest it into even more income producing assets, which is the key difference of how the investor mindset you already start at an advantage. Someone could win the lottery over here, but you see where they go wrong? They win the lottery, they make money, they buy stuff. And then they try to save a little bit of money for a rainy day. That means you're going to have a lot of rainy days. The investors make money, they figure out real strategies on how to keep more of their money, and so they can redeploy that money and multiply that money, reinvest that money into income producing assets that create more wealth. And so the question is, and I want to hear it in the comments down below, please. Wow, there's a lot of you on YouTube, a lot of you here on Facebook. I want you to comment down below whether you're a consumer, if you have the consumer mindset, or do you have the investor mindset. I want to hear that down below. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Very simple stuff. Very simple stuff, but when you break it down, that's the key. Thank you. Foxy says she's an investor. What about over here? What are you guys saying? Are you an investor or a consumer? Are you an investor or are you a consumer? My man said both. Hey, you know what? That's perfect. If you're, it's okay to be honest and figure out where you're at right now, and then if you're happy being a consumer, that's okay, right? It's like the movie The Matrix. At the end of the movie, one of the guys says, put me back in the Matrix." There's nothing wrong with that. Helene's, Helene, she's an investor. Awesome. All right. So, Sean, yes, investor. MJ, consumer, would like to change to investor. Love that. Love that. Well, you guys have been amazing this morning. Let me just sign off here on YouTube. You guys are awesome. Alfonso loves you, and we'll see you all at the top.